Hello everyone, this is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. How are we all today? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Okay, thank you. First up, I want to really take a moment just to thank the generosity of those that donated to the channel. You know who you are, and I really... my last video I talked about getting hit upon by Trump trolls, and people responded by donating to the channel, and I just want to thank you for that. Also want to thank those with all those beautiful comments. It's just a measure of why I keep putting myself out there. When I see such beautiful comments and beautiful support come back to me. So thank you all. Thank you all for that. Now, I also want to just revisit why I do a little bit of talking at the beginning of my readings. I'm actually contextualizing for all those that haven't seen the news or the facts emerge. I will touch on them briefly before I pull cards. I'm actually quoting news sources. I'm actually quoting facts. These aren't my opinions. They're actually coming from the stories that I'm reading, and I do consume a variety of media, not just American media. I also consume German and European, France media, Australian media, Middle Eastern media, US media. So it's a variety of sources. So just wanted to make that clear. They're not my opinions. They're actually facts that are emerging. And on that, I want to start with the news coming out of the New York Times. Well, it's been reported before New York Times got there, but now the New York Times is reporting that Alan Weisselberg, Trump's chief financial officer, has taken a plea deal, and it's 5 months in Rikers, and in return for he will testify at the upcoming October trial of the Trump Organization. Trump Organization is on trial. Now, I just want to go back to when I read on this before. Cy Vance charged both Weisselberg and the Trump Organization during his time as Manhattan DA. When Bragg took over, he kept going with the case, but he did say, I'm not going to tell you whether I'm going to charge Trump or not. There was a fair bit of heat. He copped a fair bit of heat, and here we are today. Weisselberg has pled guilty, which means that we know that some of those charges around tax fraud, insurance fraud, elevating values when it suited them, coming in with low valuations when it was opportunistic for them. All of that is on trial with the Trump Organization in October, and Weisselberg has pled guilty to doing. Let's have a look at what he's pled guilty to, and admit to participating in a long-running tax scheme at the former president's family business. So he's pleaded guilty to that. Consequently, when he gets on the stand, he is not going to be able to plead the fifth, and he will testify. So it's just like a lay down misère there not lay down misère, but it's very advantageous for the Manhattan DA's case against the Trump Organization. Quietly in the background is the New York AG, who actually I think would probably indict Trump on something when she's done. Her case is a civil case, and then she can move to criminal if she finds any evidence of criminality. So New York State, finally, after all these years, 30 years, it appears to be holding Donald Capone, Donald Trump, aka Al Capone, holding him to account, or his organization. Let's start, or both. Let's start with Weisselberg then, before we get in, because we've got a lot to get through here today. Let's start with Weisselberg. Will he help convict? I predicted he would flip. I predicted that the Trump organisation will be shut down. Okay, so that's where we're going to start. Will Alan Weisselberg, Trump's chief, he has a role to play, is what I am hearing. Has a big role to play. Will he help convict the Trump organisation of tax fraud? Will he help convict the Trump organisation of tax fraud? That's the basic question. So we have the Five of Cups. He's lost. I can't imagine doing any time in Rikers is going to be pleasant. But, you know, like this is kind of like he was Trump's fall guy. And again, he's the one whose life is in ruins. This is him, regret and loss. And there comes a time in everyone's life when, you know, it's a watershed moment, and it is for him. And we've got Three of Swords. Wow, grief, loss. He is not a happy camper, even though he held out for so long against the actual Donald Trump. He knows he's taking the fall, and of course he's there's also betrayal in this as well. So let's just see what he may feel he's betrayed. Well, of course he does. Now, the Sun card is at the foundation of this reading. It is full illumination. Sometimes comes along when we get this full illumination. Now, the Queen of Wands is in the past. She is, you know, I love how the feminine energy is representing the guts it takes to bring a former president to really to account. When so many, like Nixon, just basically got off with a resignation. This is also, I feel, Attorney General Letitia James. So my feeling has always been that Manhattan DA, the county DA office, New York AG, the state Attorney General's office, they're within the one state, different jurisdictions, but New York Attorney General looks after the laws for the state, makes sure the Constitution and the legal laws are being faithfully carried out. So in that regard, she has that seniority to brag. So I have always felt that they are in tandem. Now, there's an inevitability that his testimony, potentially, this is the potential judgment card, that when I see that, I know for sure that his testimony is going to be very damaging for the Trump organisation. I keep getting this pull, Queen of Swords. I don't know if there's a female prosecutor. Yes, there is. Bragg put on a female prosecutor to take the place of the prosecutors that left, that weren't happy with the way Bragg was handling this. And many accused Bragg of being on the take. I said he wasn't, and it wasn't very nice. But I know he's not on the take. He was just playing a longer game. The Hanged Man, now this is looking at something another way. It's pausing, it's suspension, it's also sacrifice, self-sacrifice. This is where I think Bragg has felt he has been sacrificed, just like Michael Cohen did. The atmosphere around is there's definitely a plan here to shut down Trump organisation, and I will go so far as to say whether it's Bragg or whether he lets Trish James, is it, the New York Attorney General, do it. I think ultimately this is a long game to convict Trump. So we have justice here in the hopes and fears. Look, anyone involved with Trump at the end of the day, he's having trouble getting a lawyer to represent it, a high-powered lawyer to represent him, knows what's in store for him. He either doesn't pay his bills or they get sacrificed. Here we have the Page of Cups. That's a bombshell. I think he's he's going to spill the beans, the outcome cards. Let's just have a look at them so you can see the cards here. Judgment is an inevitability. It's in the sky, crowning this reading. Page of Cups is we're going to even be surprised, if we can be surprised, by what Alan Weisselberg's going to say. We have here the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is like, it is all the aces are yes cards, but it's like there's a victory here. Here's the victory card, another yes card. So they're going to be successful in convicting the Trump organisation, is what I'm seeing, based on Weisselberg's testimony. Now, what happens to the Trump organisation once they're convicted of this? They'll be shut down. Okay, so Trump's brand, Trump's business, wow, he's in a wealth of trouble. And so are the directors of that company, the children. So let's see, are they going to go after the Trump family? So we know that Weisselberg's testimony is going to be instrumental in shutting the Trump organisation down. Will the New York state, whether it's at county or state level, will they go after Trump, Donald Trump, and the Trump family for tax fraud? This long-running tax scheme, which would be tax fraud. Will they go after Trump and the Trump family? Abuse of power? Yeah, so under the company law is what I'm feeling. Oh yeah. There's widespread abuse of power amongst the company directors, okay? People with responsibility for the Trump organisation. I think they were always going to get the Trump organisation first, if I can just say that, and then go after the directors. Okay, 7 of Pentacles, review Plan B. So again, this is what I felt at the time when Bragg announced that he was just taking a breath, bringing in a new prosecutor. I feel that, again, this has been like the long game, and this is Plan B in some way for them, because Weisselberg didn't flip on Trump. He flipped on the Trump organisation. So that's interesting. Here's the death card, which if you watch my readings, in relation to Trump, this has been coming up so many times. It's also the death of his Trump organisation. The 8 of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves, that's a resignation. Okay, so we have here Strength card. In the immediate future, they have a strong case. As I said, lay down misère in a way. The Hermit, review, introspection. This is an investigation. They're currently at the phase of the investigation, and I know they want stealth, at looking at what decisions, given they've got a guilty plea from the CFO in relation to the Trump organisation, in what way were the directors liable for this long-running tax scheme? 3 of Pentacles, there's 3 of them, so 3 children. I'm just getting operational data responsibility for day-to-day running. So the children are in the frame. When I say the children, adult children of Trump's. Okay, so in the hopes and fears, the defence. So they know they're going to have to defend themselves. So we have the prosecutor here, the King of Swords, as the outcome card, clarified by the Knight of Wands, movement with that plan, and Temperance coming. I think by December, you're probably going to see some either Trump and his children perhaps facing charges on this long-running tax scheme, tax fraud, I guess. It seems to be, in relation to the cards, that's what could occur. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands, something coming to fruition in time, the secrets that they did keep. Here we go. That's where I come out at that, and it's very much in keeping with all the readings that I've done in the past. And if you have been watching me for some time, you will know that sometimes predictions don't, and really big predictions don't happen immediately. And that I probably made this prediction maybe 18 months ago, that Weisselberg would flip. Now, he flipped on the Trump organization as opposed to Trump. I also predicted around that time Trump org would be shut down. And I also predicted that Trump and his children would eventually have to face indictments over tax fraud. And December was a key time frame yet again. So let's just put that out there. Let's now go to... I've had so many requests to read on Ivana's coffin. Did Trump put documents in there? I'm just not comfortable, to be honest, I haven't been comfortable looking at that. However, I had so many requests that I ended up looking at that clairvoyantly. For what it's worth, I did see a box within a box, and my clairvoyance took me, or my remote viewing took me right through the funeral. Anyway, I'm not comfortable going into the details. However, I am. What I saw was a box within a box, and I'll just leave that one there. Also, in relation to Jared Kushner and Ivanka flipping on their dad, there was a photo at the funeral showed Ivanka and Donald Trump. Donald Trump was looking at his daughter. She was looking pretty uncomfortable. Yes, her mother had just passed, so that is understandable, but there was something else there. I've always thought that there's a lot of fear there between Ivanka, and she's frightened of her father. And that's saying something, because I think she is, in some ways, she inherited, put it this way, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. All right, let's go to Jared Kushner. When I looked into this clairvoyantly, I thought he may have had a role in letting the prosecution know, along with Mark Meadows. There's so many investigations that when I look into this, I get multiple people cooperating. I do believe Meadows is talking to the feds. I also believe Kushner is too, and I do believe he has had some role in telling the feds where the documents were. I also believe that Ivanka Trump is talking to the feds regarding the January the 6th coup attempt. All right, so let's go, and then we'll go on Jared Kushner, and then we'll go to, I think, Rudy Giuliani. Again, another example. Weisselberg, Cohen, Giuliani, Meadows all get thrown under the bus. He's been told he's a target of the Fulton County DA's investigation. You see, I keep on top of the facts as they emerge. Okay, so let's look at Jared Kushner. All right, let's look at Jared Kushner. Did Jared Kushner, my last look at this showed that he has been talking to the feds. Has Jared Kushner told the Federal Department of Justice where those documents were? That he has maybe even seen them. So we've got the Two of Swords. That's a heavy decision that one has to make, because they've got heavy forces bearing down on them. Now, this wouldn't be a reading about Kushner Trumps without the Ace of Pentacles being there. Someone has had a decision to make, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is, of course, monetary interests. Now we have the Devil here. Now this is... The Devil is coming up a lot in relation to this, to Trump. The Devil is being chained to something that is, that's really going to do you in as well, and breaking away from that in some way. Now, the Ten of Swords in the past, we've got a real downfall here. I think a lot of people were expecting the coup attempt to be successful. I remember Bill Barr saying history is written by the winners. Now that slippery slidey toady, of course, testified against Trump in the January 6th committee hearings. So we've got this complete and utter downfall. This could be a severing of the relationship as well. The Moon card, Moon and the Devil card are coming up around these documents so often now. Secrets being revealed, secrets kept, the shadow side, and then you've got the scorpion or crab, whatever it is, coming out of the water to reveal something. Ten of Cups in this case is the family card, and the Death card is the other card that keeps coming up for Trump. So we've got here an ending of something, and we've got the partisanship. This is in the here and now position. This is also family fights. I'm getting a real pull to all is not well between the Kushners and Donald Trump. The Ace of Cups, hopeful of a new beginning, a new start, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. What did he do? What did he do in return for that information? Three of Pentacles is my card for the DOJ. It's also dark money. I think he's talked in some way, Wheel of Fortune at the base of the pack, Six of Pentacles, loans and debts, and the Knight of Pentacles. I think he has spoken to authorities about Trump. Now, the Nine of Pentacles clarified by the Hanged Man. So there's a pausing here of wealth. He may have done this in tandem with Ivanka. So potentially, yes. Potentially, yes. And it has something to do with money. And of course, did he sell? Has he sold? Well, I think he was selling secrets, talking to his, to the US adversaries, which were his allies all along, selling of secrets. Did Kushner talk to the feds about selling of secrets? It's an inevitability that he has or will. He's incredibly anxious he's going to be indicted as well, because the DOJ has a very, very, very strong case. Queen of Cups in the past. Now, that's really my card for Ivanka. And there's a lot of, like Weisselberg, the chickens have come home to roost, a lot of loss and regret. Something big is going to emerge here. The DOJ have sealed that affidavit. They don't want to give away the facts and who might have, so people can draw conclusions about who is the mole. We have the High Priestess. This is secrets being revealed. Ten of Wands. That's like a burden. What is a burden for Jared Kushner? The truth. The truth here. I think this is both Ivanka and Jared. And again, a long time ago, I read that they would flip. And of course, we've been waiting ever since for that. Five of Pentacles in the hopes and fears, money loss. Oh, God. Abuse of power. Abuse of power. And we have the connections here. They are both in the frame. The Queen of Wands. So there's Merrick Garland. So, yes, I think ultimately were secrets sold? Yes. And he knew about it. He knew about it, and he is now like a target of the investigation as well. There was an abuse of power here and due to contracts and commitments with others. And we've got the Queen of Wands and the Four of Wands showing that this news will come out. These facts will emerge. All right, so about 4 weeks ago, I did a reading called Trump's Contingency Plans. You can search for it. If I remember, I'll link it below. That said something big was about to break and that Trump was thinking of fleeing. I've since had a good friend send me a story from Irish media saying they're preparing for Trump to come and visit them internationally. Then we had the DOJ taking his passport, and then as I hear it, they gave it back. But I'm also hearing from viewers that these people with private jets just don't need a passport because they land and that's it. Okay, so let's look at, is Trump, as his legal woes mount, is he thinking of doing a runner? Is Trump thinking of doing a runner? Yes, and his family too. Oh, yes. This is also, he's going to try and deal. He's going to try and deal with the Merrick Garland, do some kind of deal. This is but this is quick energy as well. So look at this in response to the question. Oh, the Hierophant is at the base of the pack. The courts, the government. 6 of Wands in the past. That's in the past. Victory for him. Victory for Trump is in the past. The Queen of Wands, she keeps emerging. She's in the sky. And I do feel there is a woman lead prosecutor within the DOJ, Lisa Monaco, who is in charge of this investigation, and she keeps coming into the frame. We have the 7 of Cups, smoke screens, illusions, delusions, poor choices, or choices that we can't. This is sort of Neptunian energy. It's watery. It's like throwing us off the scent in a way and confusing us, which is what he's intending to do. It's what he's so good at. Strength card in the here and now, his strength, and the Queen of Cups in the atmosphere around a revelation, many revelations. In the hopes and fears, I think ultimately when all else fails, and this is what my Trump contingency plan reading said, he will do that runner. And the outcome card, viewers, if you're not surprised now, you haven't been listening. Justice is the outcome card, clarified by the Ace of Swords. These are the outcome cards. So yes, he is thinking still. And there is the King of Swords holding the Ace of Swords, the prosecutor. So these are all the outcome cards in response to that question. What's at the base of the pack? So much coming out. Wounded in battle. And the 10 of Swords. Complete and utter downfall. The Death card. Ending for Trump. And the World card. So this is probably his only avenue to get out. But guess what? He's not going to be successful because Justice and the Ace of Swords, Justice has caught up to him. If you're watching this and you're a Trump fan, this isn't the channel for you. I believe, I know that he's broken the law. So if you can't realise that now and you're still in some kind of 7 of Cups kind of mentality, delusion, please don't bring your delusions to my channel. Okay, I think that's probably it now. I just wanted to look at that photo at the funeral between Trump and Ivanka. I just want to see, she just... Also want to tell you that the majority of Americans are of the opinion Trump should not have had those top secret documents. So it's roughly a majority, and there's roughly about a third of Americans, the Trump base, who are still in that 7 of Cups energy, who believe that he had every right to take nuclear secrets out of the... I mean, really? Really? Okay, let's just get serious here for a minute. Ivanka and Trump. I just want to see the Ten of Swords is what I'm seeing. What's the relationship between Trump and Ivanka? Seven of Coins. Well, there's a plan B here. There's a reviewing of everything. And the Knight of Coins. Okay, so there's something here. Okay, I know what this is. So Seven of Coins, she's reviewing her relationship. It's like she wants to get out of town real quick. With the Trump org, everything. She's not stupid. Neither is Jared Kushner. So they want long-term reliability and sustainability, and that's up for grabs now. The Nine of Coins, independence. They want their independence away from Trump. The Four of Cups, again, disappointed with how it's all gone down. Again, like Weisselberg, it's a watershed moment. Page of Coins, they're looking for a new start away from him. Death, endings. The relationship is over, or if it's not over, it will be in the immediate future. The Death card. I'm not going to keep going with this. The strength of the case, the strength of the case against Trump, and with the revelations, she could even be, Ivanka, could even be the person that reveals the most at the end of the day. Queen of Swords in the hopes and fears. Six of Wands, victory. She wants her victory through walking away from what no longer serves her. So the Six of Wands is clarified by the Eight of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves her. And where's she walking to? Because look where she's going. She's going toward the prosecutor. At base of the pack, the moon, revelations of secrets, high emotions. Here's my DOJ card and the moderation here. I believe both of them. Look, a lot of people are flipping. I did want to look at Giuliani. I probably don't need cards to know that he'll go the same way as all Trump's fall guys go, and he will be convicted, as will Lindsey Graham. But I'll leave that for another day. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.